In this video I have an enhanced Cloud City box. This is a little bit different from the enhanced Premier video because in addition to the card on the front we'll also get two other cards. It does say on the back which ones are which, but I can never remember off the top of my head, so it's always nice to have a little bit of suspense. So I'll see if I can open this up without peeking on the back. Whoops. Just got to get under the outside here and it should peel right off. So the enhanced sets were definitely the more less desirable sets, but this was a good way to sell packs by having some fairly powerful cards be included, along with 4 packs from the less desirable expansions. So I'm not sure how that necessarily worked, if they had printed up a bunch of sheets and didn't cut them, or if they had a bunch of boxes that they broke. I really have no idea, but we ended up with at least a good looking product. I think they called these their boutique products, but that the triangular shape towards the top I always thought was interesting. We'll get them out here. So more information. Okay, this is all their old information. The Enhanced Premier one had some rules changes that came out. These are a bit warped. At least Chewy looks a bit warped, but the surface is nice. So this is one of those ones that will probably be able to be flattened fairly easily just by putting it in a sleeve. I have Reflections 2 non-foes that are more warped than this, but I'm going to see how. Just a little bit, so it's not too bad. But okay, so this one's all light side cards. Chewy, Lando, and then the Quiet Mind Colony objective. A pretty fun objective, especially with the effect that came out in Tatooine, where after you flip, you can search your force pile for any one card. So that's a lot of fun to be able to go fishing for pretty much whatever card you want. And then the other packs, just to see what those would have been. So yeah, we had that Chewy one, then Lando comes with a Z95 fighter, which has been virtualized into a pretty good fighter in the dark side objective. Boba, Forlom, and the interrupt that lets you start a bounty hunter, plus get a prison in your hand. And then IG-88, Dengar and his ship, and Crush the Rebellion. So a lot of useful cards in there. Not too many of them see play in their current iterations, but almost all of them are either an objective somebody plays or have been virtualized into something useful. Oh, it looks like we got a little bit of cardboard in there to help maybe with the structure of things. If you saw the last video, the Luke was damaged a little bit. So other than a bit of warp, those look pretty good. We'll open a couple of Cloud City packs here. Always like the color of these. Just the pretty much anything on Cloud City looks really nice in terms of color. Especially if you get a Han or a Luke, not a Luke, but a Han or a Boba. Boba with the clouds in the background. Han in the carbonite chamber as he's about to get frozen. Never understood how his hands were tied when they put Loden down in the carbonite chamber, and then when he's frozen, his hands are up in the air. Okay, so in Cloud City, the rare is usually the last card. So an insert card that cancels insert cards kind of shows that those were getting out of hand. Things you'd put in your opponent's deck to make them throw the flip the table over. That's a lot of fun if you ever try to carbon freeze. That was probably one of my first dark strategies, was trying to carbon freeze people. I don't know if it ever worked. Okay, that's a useful card nowadays to get a prison into hand. Our okay, so this is a rarity. Our dark side card, well, a rare card is going to be a character. There's quite a few characters in here that aren't Boba or Lando. There's like an Ugnaught and a couple Imperial officers, but if it's not an interrupt in Cloud City, you're getting a bit of a rarity for your rare. It is an Imperial, so that's not necessarily the best, but okay, so Chief Retwin. Interesting text on him, being able to hide from battle. There's some cards that can cancel that and ruin your day, but if you're able to use that, then basically he can lock down a site himself, and anytime they try to battle him, he just goes away, so the opponent can't force drain you there. Seems pretty risky, but I'm sure at some point somebody didn't have anything that could counter that and they really got themselves into a pickle. So we'll open another pack here. Very likely going to be a red card, but we'll see. There are some decent red cards in here too, like Force Field. And I guess like Force Field, I can't think of too many others. Some have been virtualized that are good. I like the Point Man card in the modern version of the game. Okay, and one of the better cards in the set actually is a common or an uncommon interrupt. I can't remember if it's a common or an uncommon, but we're going to see that on top here. So instead of your Power 1, Ability 1 troopers who have 2 forfeit, you got a bunch that are Power +2 and immune to attrition. So if you win the battle, you don't have to lose any, other than the ones that get shot in droves. Another kind of an interesting Battle Destiny card, using 4 force to switch your total power with opponents. Another one that I've never really used, but it'd be a fun surprise to pull off. Our rare is a red card. Okay, the one. Let's go get R2. So I kind of like these cards where they have back in the title. So Luke's back, Vader or Empire's back, Obi-Wan's back. I guess that one's called Return of a Jedi. In any case, kind of a fun idea. And with R2 at least, you're probably not going to want to go fishing through your deck for R2 using this card. You might as well just put an extra copy of R2 in there. But if you don't have a lot of main characters, then this is a pretty good card to have. Being able to go find R2 and maybe retrieving him is a big deal. But you have to lose 1 force to retrieve him, so you might as well just put an extra copy in there since he's Destiny 2 or 5 or 1 or 6 or 0 or 7, depending on the version of him that you're using, having that variable destiny. But again, if you don't have a lot of cards, like I definitely did not back in the day, I might throw a few of those in there. Okay, well that's going to do it for the Cloud City one. I kind of like that Trooper Assault card sitting on the top there. Just kind of a neat picture and a cool game text for a used interrupt that's Destiny 5. So this was definitely a game changer, if not revolutionary, although I didn't have many cards back when this came out. So my next one's going to be a Jabba's Palace enhanced box. And that one's similar idea, so 3 premium cards plus a few packs. So hope you tune in for that one, and thanks for watching this video.